Welcome to day 5 of boot camp. We're going to be talking about recruiting today. I want to say congratulations for making it to day 5. You guys are doing awesome, and it's been great to be doing boot camp with each one of you. So congratulations. I'm going to talk about why I first started with PC. It was for the products and to make some money on the side. I wasn't realizing that I could really build a team. This was back before Fast Track Rewards, and we didn't have those huge cash incentives that you guys have in your first 90 days. So I was really focused on just what I could get out of Pampered Chef. Now I realize such a bigger picture, and I'm so excited when I see you succeed, when I see my team members succeed and reach their goals, and it gives me such joy. So I have more of a bigger picture mentality than I did before. And I think when we have that bigger picture, it really helps us just step back away from the situation when we're talking and just look at that bigger picture, and we're able to focus completely on the other person we're talking to and not think of ourselves as at all. And we really need to be able to do that when we're recruiting. And I think the more we're able to do that, just entirely focus on this person, the easier recruiting becomes. So I'm going to go through a few things that, again, hopefully you find helpful. Our host is our number one lead always, and that we're going to find helpful. We're going to ask our host 5 times, and we've talked about this week quite a bit. So we're not going to go through all of the fine points of recruiting our host, but we know that from the beginning, even before the party starts till after the party's over, we're going to have so many opportunities to speak to our host, and we're going to compliment her through the party. And even if she doesn't say yes right away, we know that she'll be thinking about it, and she'll get such of an opportunity to practice being a consultant just by working the party with us. So it's a great way for our host to just to get their feet wet. And we want to keep track of everything we're doing. So when you're inviting your host, just keep track of all those things and keep track of their answers, because we've got so many hosts. After a while, things can just, get blurry. We've got so many people to talk to, so it's just a good idea to write things down, whether it's in Excel, whether it's in a Google Doc form, whether it's on paper. You can use a spiral notebook, you can use recipe cards, anything you like, and just stick to whatever method you use. And I like to keep a recruiting book just of people that I want to come back to, because whenever we have an opportunity with Pampered Chef, which is frequently, Pampered Chef will give us such a great new consultant offer, we can go back to those people and say, hey, I know when I was talking to you last time, it wasn't the right time for you with the business opportunity, but now that Pampered Chef is offering us this wonderful opportunity, is now a better time for you. And often people will just say yes. And often they have nothing to lose. And so, giving you 30 days, you can even ask them, why not try it for 30 days and see what you think? And people like to just have that short amount of time to give something a try. Giving something a try for 30 days, they're not going to be stuck with it. And that's another way you can offer somebody the business if they're not really sure, to say, hey, why don't you give it a try for 30 days with me? And then we'll reevaluate it. That way people don't feel like they're stuck into it so long. So sometimes when someone is unsure, I've talked to them about trying it for 30 days. By then, you've been able to run a number of parties with them. Hopefully, you've worked together with them. They've often been able to hit $1,500 already in sales, and you've been able to give them lots of support. And working together the way we do and helping them together, people can get an idea of what consulting is all about. And so that's another good way. When I started again, I didn't want people to feel pressured. I didn't want to feel uncomfortable. I didn't want my friends to think, oh, Judy's in sales now, she's with Pampered Chef, and everything is Pampered Chef. She's going to talk to everybody, and no matter who she talks to, it's always going to be Pampered Chef, and I didn't want that. But I soon learned that just like I was offered the opportunity and I wasn't pressured, I wanted other people to have that opportunity. I wanted them to have the opportunity to book parties, and I wanted them to have the opportunity to look at the business opportunity. And I didn't want to prejudge people because I wasn't prejudged. Ashley was the one that offered me the business, and she just let it sit with me. She didn't pressure me. It was weeks, in fact, before she talked to me again. And I kept wondering why she's not calling me to see how I'm doing with my decision. It was December. It was before a big promotion, and I never heard from her. I didn't know it was before a big promotion, of course, but she waited. And so now I realize that people don't feel that pressure. They're honored that we've asked them. And again, when I make it about me, and I think that people are thinking about me, it's kind of something I think in myself, but really people aren't thinking that way. They're really just thinking over the opportunity. And most people say, thank you for asking me. I appreciate that you asked me. So even when they do say no, I haven't had somebody say, I can't believe you would ask me, or give me any kind of negative feedback. I've never had negative feedback from asking people about the business opportunity. So now I realize we're offering them something, and it's really a wonderful offer. It's such a fantastic offer. And so realizing now that we can bless so many people, we can help so many people with what we have to offer, we can't be selfish and just keep it to ourselves. We realize now, when I first started, we used to talk about doing 8 in-person cooking parties a month, and we would talk about recruiting 2 people a month, and that was a great thing. To be able to recruit 2 people a month is awesome. But now with our 4-in-1 model, we're talking about the ideal of 4 parties a week and 1 recruit per week. So imagine 52 recruits per year. That could really change your business, couldn't it? And you could have such great growth. So let's talk about how we can do that. You've got 4 hosts a week, plus you have 2 to 3 rock stars per party. Right away, you've got, 8, maybe 10, even 12 people to talk to per week. And following up with those people, that gives you lots of recruiting conversations to have each week. So you want to have those 2-week conversations. You want to start those within the party. And if you're purposefully having 5 conversations in the party, those can come naturally, and they're not forced, and they're not going to be awkward or creepy sort of thing, right? We don't want to feel like, oh, I have to add this person as my friend on Facebook as soon as the party's over, because you've already started those conversations. You're already finding out 5 things about these people that have been rock stars, or have been curious, or have been really active in the party. So it's a natural outflow of something that we're doing in the party already. And so it becomes very natural. And so I think when we're active with those 4 parties a week, we're going to be recruiting. And I think that's really the key. And we've already learned that bookings are the bone of our business. And I think when you were at conference, if anybody was at conference and heard this, recruiting fixes everything. So those 2 go hand in hand. Booking is the bones of our business, and recruiting fixes everything. So when we start with bookings, we're going to have recruiting that comes naturally out of that. Now, we can definitely recruit outside of bookings, don't get me wrong, but it's much easier within bookings. It will flow very naturally out of that. When we're recruiting, we always have the saying too, at every party there's recruits, but at every party is there a recruiter. So we have to make sure that we're the recruiter, and we've got eyes to see those people that want the opportunity, because they're definitely there. So some people will say it's not a good time, and so we want to be looking to see how can we overcome those objections. Sometimes people will say, I'm just too busy. And so one of the things that I am big talking to people about is, like, why are they too busy? So I'll talk to them about their jobs and their families, and then I'll go into asking them if they have a pressure cooker, and they'll often say yes. I'll say, oh, do you use it? And often the answer is no, for some reason. And I just think that without having a consultant like us, people don't know often how to use their pressure cookers. So then I will say to them, "Oh, did you get to see the kits that we have available?" Yes or no, they might say. Did you realize that we have our pressure cooker in one of our kits? And that is a great way, I find, to segue into, we know that our consultants are busy. We know that everybody's busy, but we realize too that this is a great way for our busy moms or our busy consultants or our busy people, no matter what they do. We honor that, and we have the quick cooker in our kit just for people like you. And I found that that's a really good way to overcome that objection. And that has led to some of my recruits. So we do have ways to overcome those objections. Sometimes it's getting up an hour earlier. Sometimes it's working through a nap time. And we have some really great examples of our consultants, our leaders, our upper level leaders who are doing exactly that. They're working through their nap times and when their kids go to bed, and they're time planning so well that they've got it down to a fine art as to exactly how to plan their time and not spend so much time on this business that they're not getting that time with their children. So we have some fine examples here. So if you want more information about that, you want to be talking to those ladies. They're experts on that. But there are definitely ways to overcome those objections. So many of our leaders are working full time as well. And so that's something else to be able to say. But we can be overcoming these objections, and we can get help from each other when we need to do those too. So if you're stuck, make sure you feel you can ask. So if you're talking to 10 people a week, you're going to find you're going to be getting those recruits. We find like 1 person out of 10 often is our statistic. You can also ask your host for a referral. They know so many people much better in the party, and then we're going to learn in that short amount of time. So feel free to ask your host for that referral. And then we have the look and learns. We're so privileged in our organization to have so many of these opportunities, so many of these systems already in place. We have that look and learn. You can add 25 people. You can invite them quickly and easily. Wording can be so simple. It can just be, hey, I know that you've been interested in finding out more about what I do. I'd love for you to join us tonight at 8 p.m. One of my friends is going to be talking. Or you don't even have to say that. You can just say, I know you've been interested in what I do. I'd love for you to join us at 8 p.m. and send them the link along. But you can also mention your friend if your friend is speaking. I know some of you have done such an amazing job, and so we've been often saying our friend is speaking. Some of you you've just amazed us. I want to say you rocked our world, because you honestly did. You were so at ease, you were so authentic, and we're just so excited that you were able to do this and show people what young consultants in their first 90 days are doing. And that's a great opportunity for you to share that with your friends. So I find that it's a very easy atmosphere, a very comfortable atmosphere to invite our friends to. We can post those on our business page, and also we can post them on our timelines as well. So let's take advantage of that. Sometimes I just invite people and I don't say anything. And I've had people come week after week after week after week. They haven't signed up yet, but I'm pretty sure they're going to sign up at some time. So again, it may be not right now, but it's going to come. So I don't get discouraged when people don't say yes right away, and I don't get discouraged when people say no. It's like planting seeds. Eventually they will come, and I've learned that. I've learned to not go for the yes anymore. And when I get the no, that's part of the process. We also have our company that has an opportunity event once a month, so we can also invite them to that. And they go through all about Pampered Chef as well, and we can attend that with them. And so we have that opportunity. We have so many opportunities with Pampered Chef. Our company is just amazing. They help us out so much with recruiting. And again, within our organization, our upper leaders are fabulous with having put so many systems in place to help us with recruiting. So we are certainly blessed. Our company gives us free things so often, and we get so many consultant offers each month. When you, let's say you do, well, this month we're offered cooler bags. So I believe it's $12.50. When we do $12.50 in sales, we get a cooler bag, and next month it's a lunch-sized bag. That's a great way to be able to show that. You can do a great boomerang, a little clip, and say, look what my company blesses me with. I did my job just for doing my job. Look what I'm blessed with. I have such a great company. And people look at those things, and you never really know who's watching until people reach out to you. So let's keep posting things. And again, you can write it on, you can put it on your timeline, as well as your business page on Instagram. And then when people comment on those things, we can be writing back and just saying, thanks so much for commenting on my post. Have you ever thought of doing something like this? And you never know. You never know. Keep asking, as I said. We want to screenshot our two-way conversations. I really would encourage you to do that. Screenshot your two-way conversations and show them to your upline, because we really want to help you. Sometimes it's the smallest little tweak that can make a difference, and we want to encourage you to. So do share those with us, especially in this boot camp, because we want to see how well you're doing, and we do want to encourage you. Again, we can help you with some of the verbiage. Sometimes we can help you with an objection to help you with a response back, and help you consider, or help you continue the conversation rather. And I hope that you have felt that these tips are helpful. I was going to say something else too as far as the time goes. Sometimes when people give the objection about time, of course, we've got other tips besides nap time and all those things. We also use Post My Party and SingShare. So time is one of those things I find often is the hugest objection. So besides saying about my quick cooker, which I use all the time, those are some of the other tips we use about you know, how we use our time really well, because I know people don't understand how we can put out 4 parties a week. So I just mentioned a bit of an aside that I'm sure most of you have already known about those things, but that's something that when you tell people about that, how you spend your time, even as a consultant who's already, you know, booking parties and doing parties, because I know that when we're working with hosts and they know that we're running multiple parties at once, sometimes they do wonder how we do these things, and it's okay to pull back the curtain and show them this is what we're doing, because then they know, I can do this too. So my challenge is to you that you share below what tips, maybe 2 tips that you found helpful that you would like to take into your next few days as you're recruiting, as you're talking to people. And I want to thank you for joining, and I want to thank you for listening. And again, we're so excited about you joining with us, and wish you the very best success as you go forward in your leadership and in your Pampered Chef business adventures. So thank you so much, and I'm still at my cottage, but I am back and forth with each one of you, and so we'll look forward to hearing your answers as well. Bye, guys.